whatever the affliction is, the brain knows what is trying to be suppressed for society's needs.
Ooh, very wise.
But in amnesia, I can't help but wonder if, through no fault of their own, they've suffered some sort of catastrophic injury, and the brain, in an effort to heal itself, is abandoning everything that causes it trauma.
Protecting itself.
I've been so traumatized that everything that causes me emotional trauma, like my nagging wife, the crimes I've committed, all that stuff that's bad, that bothers me, I'm just going to forget it.
That makes sense.
Driving a car, that doesn't bother me. I know how to do that. Carey, you're on a KGB. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, fine. Well, you were wondering how bad it is?
Yeah.
I lost 11 years of my life.
Whoa.
What happened?
I was in a motorcycle accident. I was traveling down the freeway and was sideswiped by an 18-wheeler.
Oh.
And I was slammed through.
Who won?
Damn.
The 18-wheeler or the motorcycle?
I wonder.
Okay,
and
so.
I was thrown through the window of another car. And the only thing that kept me alive was my helmet, but my helmet was split completely in half from the impact.
How old are you now?
31.
So you're actually 42.
No, actually, I don't remember anything from, and this happened 5 years ago. So.
You were 26 at the time, so you don't remember anything from age 15 to 26? Is that what you're saying? Wow.
Now, what about, did you go to school during that period of time that you've lost? Do you remember?
I lost an entire college education.
So when you were making out with a chick, it was like the first time again.
Well, there was people that would walk up to me and say, how you doing, Carey? I'd be like, and you are who?
And all your education, you don't remember any of that?
I don't remember my education. I had to learn to walk again.
Wow.
I had to learn how to write. I had learned how to write shorthand.
Did any of it come back?
Does that fall under the heading of amnesia, or is it brain damage? Because we hear of people.
Well, no, there was actually no real brain damage done. I mean, there was no brain swelling, anything like that.
But you forgot how to write.
Yeah, there were just selective parts of my. I mean, I didn't remember who my parents were.
So
or
what
things that I had done with them.
Did you know where you lived? Did you know where you lived?
Not for about 6 weeks.
So did you know your name?
I knew my last name.
You didn't know your first name?
No.
Carey, what is it? So what happens when... How do you realize that you don't know how to write? Do you even know what writing is?
Oh, yeah, I understood what it was, and I knew what it was, and I did know how to write, but I didn't write the same way anymore.
Did you know how to read?
Yes.
So you could read, but you couldn't write?
The words were, when I tried to write, they'd come out scrambled.
Really?
And my handwriting has completely changed.
Right.
Whereas I used to write with my right hand, I now write with my left.
Oh, my God.
Is there anybody
Freaky.
whose memory that you lost was considered maybe a really dear or intimate friend of yours? And are you, like, maybe not friends with them anymore?
Yeah, I lost two of the best friends I ever had that I grown up with from the time I was...
So they tell you, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have pictures, I have video,
So you know that you're friends with them, but you have absolutely no...
comprehension of what we did with each other.
And you have no emotional attachment to them anymore?
Not at all.
And what about, was there a girlfriend?
I lost my wife because of it.
So you didn't remember her?
I didn't like her.
Oh.
Wow.
Why didn't you like her?
There was her personality. I just thought it was, hideous.
So you couldn't imagine why you had been attracted to her?
Couldn't figure out.
So you're a different person now?
Very much so. My mother has told me on more than one occasion, she's like, I wish I had my Carey back.
Did any of it come back? Any snatches or pieces or anything come back from those 11 years? What did?
Going through the windshield of a car at 70 miles an hour.
Okay, the event, but any people or things that occurred during those 11 years, like a high school episode or anything?
I literally have an 11-year gap.
Have the doctors told you that it's possible it will still come back to you?
They said if it doesn't, what my neurologist told me was that if it doesn't come back within the first 6 months, you'll never get it back.
Wow.
It was like if you were to take like an etch sketch, draw a big picture on it,
Yeah.
and then take a magnet and just wipe away a big piece of it. That's what happened to me.
Well, in a way, do you find yourself starting clean without any of the baggage everyone else carries through their high school?
Oh yeah, but
and teen years?
I get to make all new ones for myself.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And you have the baggage of this accident, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what age to what age did you lose, Carey?
15 to 26.
Is there, I mean, if you can remember being a kid,
Oh, I remember my childhood very vividly.
okay, does it come like right up to a sharp point, or does it just start to fade away?
I can't say there's a definite, I remember this day and then the next day I don't remember.
Right.
But there are things that they said I did when I was in high school that I was like, okay, if you say so.
Is it possible from 15 to 26 was a bad time in your life?
No, actually, it was probably the most fun for me.
Do they know why it was those particular years that your brain
They
has...
said because, there are different parts of your brain store different things in your memory. It's not all, just jumbled up. I mean, literally, there's parts of your brain that does this, and this. And it was just that one part of my brain that was that period in my life that was just wiped out.
So what is it like when you see movies or TV shows about amnesia?
I don't watch them.
Yeah. Too upsetting for you?
I do. I really, I wanted to go see that movie you were talking about, The Bourne Identity, because I just thought it was a spy movie. And the minute I saw the Amnesia, I was like, well, so much for that one.
Is it just too upsetting for you?
It's depressing and then it's frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine waking up in a hospital and you can't remember anything.
So you haven't seen Memento at all, have you?
No.
Yeah, don't.
I mean,
It's
it's
freaking me out, and I didn't have any bad experience.
looking around a room of people who are your family, you know who they are, but they look so different from what you remember. I looked at my mother, and I was like, why are you so old?
Oh, wow.
I looked at my little sister, who was at the time, I think she was 24. When I remembered her, she was 12.
That's pretty cool. And I don't mean to trivialize it, but it's fascinating is what I mean to say. It's really
Hey,
interesting.
well, I've told that to a lot of people, and they're like, well, that would be kind of cool. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's a terrible word to use. I meant to say that it's fascinating and awful at the same time for you.
Oh, if I could sit down and just paint pictures for people about what it was like, I would tell them, take your memory, go back, look at your family 10 years ago. Remember how they looked at that point. Now, come forward 10 years, look at them now, and then erase it. And there's nothing in between.
That's bizarre.
All right, Carey, thanks for calling in, pal.
Thank you.
Good talking to you.
Later.
See you later.
Bye.